Welcome to Monday with the Mayor. I'm your host, Mayor Jody Carney. Today on our show, I have our newly elected council members, Mr. Tyler Harriman and Mr. Aaron Lewis. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me this morning, and I hope that by the end of our show today, that our residents and community get to know our new members of council and kind of see a vision that the two of you have for joining council. So I'm going to get us started here this morning and ask if you would like to kind of tell us a little bit about yourselves and, what are some of the reasons of why you ran for council?
Sure, I'll start. Yeah, my name's Aaron Lewis. I've lived in Plain City for 10 years with my wife, Rachel. We have two pretty young kids. Annie is 2 and Arthur is 4. So he'll be starting kindergarten next fall in Plain City Elementary School. So I was excited to run for council. There's a lot going on in Plain City. So I really wanted to get involved and help make decisions, help drive where we're headed in the future. You look at this as a place where I want my kids to grow up and be proud of where they grew up and hopefully want to return to someday. So I thought this is a really critical time to get involved and help really shape where we're going.
And much like Aaron, I've been here for 10 years. Kids are a little bit older. I have a high schooler and a 5th grader. I've been involved with our Planning and Zoning Commission and then also as a member of our Mid-Ohio Water and Sewer District, which now running for council or being on council, getting elected, I'll be coming off of those boards. But just, was looking for a way to get involved and be back, and ran 2 years ago and got close and just wanted to try again and did pretty well this time. So.
Well, and it's exciting to have you both on council and getting started here in January. And I have to share that when I first ran for council, my kids were 2 and 4 as well. And so it's kind of hearing your story. It lines up very similar to my reasoning as well. What are some of the initiatives or things that you see going forward that you would like to accomplish, or do you have something like that, or are you kind of more on it as a representative for the people?
Well, that's the tough part. So, we're elected by the residents, so I don't want to sit there. I don't have any personal agenda or anything other than just trying to make the community a good place that we've like to be at, a nice, safe community, and just do my best to help represent everybody as we handle all the growth that is going to be coming our way here in the next few years.
Yeah, I agree, Tyler. I think it's much bigger than a personal agenda. We're not marching in here with a goal to add a stop sign at the end of my street because people speed all the time, right? The things that the council has been addressing this previous year and we'll be seeing in the next 4 years. Are these really big issues about who wants to come in, who wants to develop in here, how do we get more businesses, more commercial things. So, certainly much bigger than a personal agenda for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of shape where we're going, and while also, making sure we're taking care of the residents who are here, right? And they're going to be here through this growth period, which is, going to be challenging. There's going to be frustrating for some people, the things that, they have to go through to get to where we want to be. So equally supporting those people while having our eyes, 10, 15, 20 years out.
Yes, I think that's a challenge, is that balance and finding that balance, but also realizing that some things as a council member, we are unfortunately unable to make lots of big changes, but through ordinances and resolutions and that transparency, that really helps to bring the community closer together. Yeah. What are some of the biggest challenges that our town faces right now?
Well, I think the one thing I think we all wish we could do is just have that magic wand to wave and just fix everything right now. And, that's the tough part, is you said you have to pass ordinances, then the time it takes. So a lot of the stuff, we're going around campaigning, talking with residents is, hey, we'd like to see this, or we'd like to see that. One of those, be park space or something like that. Because, going through having, baseball or softball games, we just see how crowded everything is with the growth that's in here. And it'd be great to wave that magic wand and have a ball field show up. But, that's something that we just can't make happen right now. But, working together through the administration, with the council, having that direction of guiding that. So in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, however long it takes, we can try to solve some of the issues that we're hearing about.
What are some other of the issues that, as you were out campaigning, that you heard residents discuss?
Yeah, and Tyler and I spent a lot of time together campaigning, in the town. And we heard a lot about, I think the buzzword's kind of small town feel,
Mhm.
right? It's kind of what we're known for and what attracted people here, what is continuing to attract people to come. I think that small town feel is more of a culture discussion, not a size discussion. So how do you maintain that feel as we grow? We're not going to be the small town that we were today or 15, 20 years ago. But as businesses are so focused on is building that culture. So establishing that culture in Plain City that has that small town feel. I kind of like the tagline of getting new residents excited for the baseball parade and the tractor parade, right?
Mhm.
Things that are very much Plain City that if you tell somebody outside, like at work, hey, I'm going to a tractor parade tonight, and it's going to be 2 hours long, they kind of look at you funny. But my 4-year-old son is just thrilled at every parade, and especially the tractor parade, and we'll sit there for hours and watch these tractors go by. So, to me, it's more about how do we help shape and continue the culture that we've had, and those culture things are those are difficult, but I think it's one of our big challenges as we go through this growth period.
I agree. I think that as trying to connect the residents who have grown up here their entire lives to people like ourselves who have been here, 10, 12, 15 years,
Yeah.
and then to the people who are just moving into the new neighborhoods, and how do we get them to share that excitement for our heritage and where we came from, but then also connecting it all. I think that's going to be one of our biggest challenges of getting together. I always would like to see us have a big event at the park where we have like a long table where people can come together and either have a picnic lunch or something and just come together as a community and get to know your neighbor event. That's something that I would like to see us do
Yeah.
in the next 4 years of trying to bridge that gap so that as our communities are connected through sidewalks, but we're also connected through knowing who our neighbors are. So those are great topics. So each council member is over a council committee and helps be that point person to the residents who serve on the committee and then back to council. So some of them are like personnel and finance, communications and marketing, parks and recreation. Are there any areas of interest that you two particularly have that you feel like you could give back?
One I could be on, I can't be on, was planning and zoning,
Yeah.
since the mayor has that position, and
Yes.
it'd be on council. I come off of that one.
And you can't be on Parks and Rec either.
And Parks and Rec, my wife's been serving on that one, so I'll keep her on that. So from there, probably BZA, which is our Board of Zoning Appeals. So that's where if something doesn't conform to a lot or doesn't fit in, that they can appeal the decision, and that would tie in a little bit with the zoning kind of background of seeing how it fits in with our code.
Yes.
Would probably be one that I would probably fit in well with.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've thought about Parks and Rec. I think the park system is a really important piece as we're growing, and how do we increase our parks to be able to support the needs of our our citizens, whether it's ball fields. We've talked about ball fields, and my son just started playing soccer, and we'll be playing baseball next spring. So, having plenty of park space for sporting activities and other community events, as we grow. Pastime Park is a great, centerpiece for us. A lot of, neat things happen there. I think that's an area that's going to really be important and, really help shape what our community looks like moving forward. So have some interest there, especially because we can't serve on Parks and Rec. So, but yeah, I've been in compliance and, doing ethics investigations for a long time in my career. So, anywhere that can help out. And I've always said I'm an IT guy by trade, but, people person, first, but, so anywhere from a technology perspective that I can assist in, and, Jamie with doing a lot of communication stuff and supporting, him in the technology side of things, certainly interests me.
For the committees, the mayor, one of my roles is to bring forward the council members who I feel should lead the committees, and then the council will vote and accept my recommendation. So it's always good to hear like what everybody enjoys and what they find, because if you spend the time and you enjoy something, you're going to put more effort into making sure that that committee runs efficiently.
Yeah.
Would you like to share with our viewers what you do outside of your time that you'll be serving on council?
Yeah, so I've spent 20 years in legal compliance, previously with Cardinal Health for 18 years, and now with a company called Cordis, who Cardinal spun off. It's a med device company based out of Miami, Florida. So I am full-time, working from home in that role. And it's really, the technology and the processes and the vendor relationships that we have to run our legal compliance departments. But I did spend 8 years or so doing ethics investigations, technical computer forensics investigations, supporting our ethics hotline. So, hopefully won't have any of those types of issues, here, but certainly have a strong background in doing investigations and interviews and that kind of stuff. So.
That's a great background to have, and especially like as we try to make sure that we run the village at the utmost of transparency to our residents. So thank you.
So my background, so professionally, I'm a corporate pilot. So I've been with a company that I've been flying for about the past 7 years. Real flexible schedule, just on demand when they need us, which allows me a lot of extra free time around at home to do stuff during the day, which is nice to go out and meet residents or go out and see our different businesses and work with them, or go work in the office with the village administration, which, not being a full-time job, or other people having full-time jobs, they can't get into the office. So it's kind of nice I can have some of that time to go help out where maybe some other council members, can't be involved with that. The other unique piece is it gives me the opportunity to travel, around the country. And I always sit there and look at different locations I go to and go, oh, what do I like here? What do I like this? And my phone has just pictures of different things like, oh, this is a really neat idea. So maybe bringing stuff that's around the country to bring it back here, of like how that would work, in our village. And then one of the other fun things I get to do is I officiate lacrosse and do that up through the Division I college side. So I get yelled at every springtime. So it's kind of ties in with probably being on council, of people not happy with you when you make decisions, but
which may or may not happen from time to time. So we have ethics and conflict resolution. So I think we're going to be
a pilot, so we can have working sessions.
Yes.
This is all going to go just swimmingly.
But no, thank you so much for joining me on Monday with the mayor and helping the residents get to know their new council members a little bit better come January. January 3rd is our swearing in of new council and myself for this next term. And so as always, our council meetings are open to the public, or you could stream them on YouTube. And in the meantime, feel free to reach out if you have any questions or comments, or once you set up a meeting, feel free to do so. So until next time, have a great day, Plain City.